Hi everyone. So welcome to the first of our resources that we're looking at as part of our 7-day mini series. Today we're looking at time. And this is where we're going to get a bit woo-woo right off the bat because we could say, well, we all have the same 24 hours. But it's not like that, is it? Time doesn't operate like that. Time as an experience is completely subjective, isn't it? And it's influenced by factors that are seemingly so unrelated to minutes and hours. We've got an expression that we use in the reset group called magical reality. And honestly, I think this is, I mean, I might sound a bit crazy, but I think this is really where it comes in relation to time. Because if we consider, you know, there's all sorts of spiritual phrases in there, like there's only now, this is, the power of now, this is it, there's no past, no future, this is, it's this moment, nothing else. It's like a big cliche, but it's so true. Like logically, it's so true. Yes, there's memories of the past, but in terms of where is it, it doesn't exist anywhere. The past doesn't exist anywhere apart from as an understanding that is happening right now. So a memory is a sort of psychic event, as in a psychological event, taking place now in this moment that relates to an idea of the past, but yet actually the memory is happening now. And so where we have a collective agreement about the past, where we all seem to have the same memory, it's because we're all having the same psychological event right now. And the chances are, if we really were to interrogate those memories, they would start to be vastly different, really, in terms of what each of us has taken out as the key thing, the meaning, the association, the details. So past is happening now. Future is happening now. There is only this moment right now. There's only this moment, and yet out of that moment we've constructed seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years, stretching back and stretching ahead. But all of it is a psychological creation. It doesn't actually exist in reality. It's held mentally. And it's very useful. We're not for 1 minute saying that this agreement isn't useful. It's an orientating, navigating necessity in a world of form, which is what we see with dementia patients, don't we? That loss of time structure really prevents functioning, useful functioning or independent functioning in the world. It's absolutely vital. And yet the more clearly it's understood, the more it becomes a magical space, really a magical space, because it just doesn't exist as a truism, as an absolute reality. And so this view of us all having 24 hours, same 24 hours, there's only so much we can do, is just not true, because it's infinitely expandable time. The perception of it, which we see, don't we? We see for ourselves how holding a difficult yoga pose, say, for example, or standing on one leg, or hanging from monkey bars. Time takes forever in those situations, and then we can be at a party and 3 hours can pass and it feels like 5 minutes. I mean, it's obviously perception based, isn't it? Our experience of time. And I think what's really, really interesting as the mind settles more and more into reality, and as it's less lost in this sort of fixed world of this is how things are, this is how I am, this is how the past is, this is how the future is going to be, this is what's going to happen, which none of it is true. That's just a mind lost in its own beliefs. Is that starts to sort of settle down, and now all that remains is intelligence in this moment, deeply tuned in, so tuned into the here and now, because the mind has exited these constructs. It's really exited the construct of time, but not through that part of the brain being damaged in any way. And it's exited it through sanity. And this is what's so useful for us all to see, is that it's through greater understanding, greater presence, greater exploration, that concepts, they remain as useful. They're still there, available, part of the agreement with our colleagues, our friends, family, but they're not now imprisoning the mind in that belief structure. And so what happens now, a mind settled into reality is timeless. It's got calendars if it wants to use them, but it's in the truth that the only reality is this right now. And this is where it gets magical, it seems to me, is because from that space, everything sorts itself out. all the jams in the time, all the double bookings, all the things that we'd forgotten to do, all of it gets resolved. And the only way I can explain it is because the whole system is so much in the operating field of reality, and so out of this dream world, which is creating the content of experience, which is saying, oh my God, I'm meant to be at this meeting and I have to pick the kids up at this time, and and I've got all these 700 things to do, and that is held conceptually, and it's held in fear. Really, it's held out of an identity that is terrified of what will happen to it, what people will say, how it will be isolated or shamed for getting things wrong. It's held out of a projection into the future of what a mess everything's going to be, of how this and this is going to be missing and waiting and held up, and so that mind, which is so active it only exists really in past and future. It can't exist in the present, so it's entirely held in a realm of unreality, with all of the tension and the stress and the hardship on the body that involves. Now is just operating here now, and it is magical how everything resolves itself in that space of pure realism. No self to protect, no future to anticipate or safeguard against. Just this now, and then here's the thing, and then here's the next thing. And that's magical reality, and it has so much to do with time. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. I mean, it's crazy this, but yeah, we all see it. We all see it as the mind gets more sane and it exits the insanity, the delusion of believing past, self, identity, and future are true. Then it comes into the now, and in the now, everything is resolved. Yeah, don't know. I don't. That's all I can say. Thank you. Lots of love. Bye.